Hi everybody! Welcome to a Minute to Skim It. This week is really weird because, like quite a few stores around the country, our books were delayed for 24 hours. So we have got awesome books to review, but they may not be everything that's coming in. So we have our DC, we've got Scout, Second Sight, and some other cool things to show you. But Marvel, sorry. I know everybody would like to see that, but we can know. All right, I'm going to start with a cool Second Sight book. So the way Second Sight has the books we're going to show you today is all part of a shared universe. So it's called the Freedomverse. This is Blowtorch. Blowtorch is pretty simple, straightforward one-shot. So you don't have to get married to this series. Just have to buy one. Hey, Tina Reed, what's up? So Blowtorch is really cool. Main character, and Saul and Charlie. Everybody's here.
Yay.
The main character is an ex-military, or maybe he's still military, but he at some point in the past has been burned, and so he has the face he wants to cover up, kind of like Wade. But in this case, he's not snarky like Wade. He's just a straightforward guy. And he finds out that an ex of his, who was kind of like the nurse that helped kind of get him through his injuries, but he blew it with her at some point, because you go through dramatic stuff like that. Sometimes you're not the most balanced human being.
Yeah.
And he gets contacted by her because she's joined a program as a nurse to help kind of try to make new superhumans like the military does. And in this case, they're using dead people, which seems harmless, right? But there's complications. And she contacts him, and he, in this book, goes to try to rescue her. So you'll get to see what they've been doing at this secret place and who the head bad guys are and all that stuff. This one's a little more emotional than a normal, just straightforward action or superhero storyline. So if you like a little more getting deep into character for your comic book characters, this is a really good book. So grab up Blowtorch by Second Sight.
I'm going to do my Second Sight. Lady Freedom #2. I read the first one, and we met Lady Freedom, and we also met Scarlet, who is her sidekick, and I can't remember the main villain's name.
Okay, but there's something. There is a main villain in this thing.
Black Valkyrie, that's it.
It's a girl fight.
Yeah, and in the first issue, we see that there's some sort of history between Lady Freedom and Black Valkyrie. I think they may have been friends once, but
just in case you didn't know, that's my drink. Spelling was purposeful.
And in this issue, this is after they fight in the first issue, and this is after that, and Black Valkyrie is in their custody, and we find out a little bit more about her and her history and her kind of a bit of her beef with Lady Freedom. And I can't wait for more of stuff out of this universe. I'm really enjoying it.
Brian. Perfect. Love it. All right, and since we're doing Second Sight, I'll do the last one we have for today. This is Edge. This is a group book. So basically it's about this character here primarily, that they are trying, the rest of the group is trying to kind of capture and get him back under their reins. He's not having any of that. He's a very dangerous individual. It's a good book in the way that it kind of introduces you to all the characters and doesn't kind of like throw like, here's character X and this is what they do. Hey, Quentin. Is Edge about the guitarist from U2? It is not. It is not. But it is, unlike the other ones, a very straightforward. This is superheroes. It's a rogue agent superhero and the other guys. And it's all, if you like fight books where there's a lot of fights and super cool fight sequences, totally your book. If you were one that likes character development more and gets to the nitty gritty, it's probably not for you. But I mean, you got to have a good fight book every once in a while, right?
Right. I'm gonna do my other superhero, well, my other non-DC superhero related book. All of my books had superheroes in them today. Shot Show.
Shot Show!
From Scout. The first part of this book has all of the character introductions that you need, but it's also in the middle of a fight. So if you like character introductions, but you also like fights, this is perfect compromise there. So you meet a team, and I don't want to give away too much, but
who are we talking about? We're talking about this comic book right now. Enjoy the review. We're going to talk about a bunch of them.
The main hero in this group, his hero name is Legend, which is, it fits him so well. And the first part of the book takes place during their main fight, and the second part of the book takes place years later after that fight, because that fight pretty much, without giving too much away, it took a toll on him. I really don't want to say much else, but
is this what drove him to drink?
I mean, yeah,
boozing it up on the cover.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem spoilery.
No,
the cover really says it all. Yeah, right.
There is a second mini story after it that is super awesome. It's all I'm gonna say is unicorns.
And to answer your question, Aunt Charlotte, yes, absolutely. The Vin Diesel movie is totally based on the comic book Bloodshot, and it's a pretty good representation of what the comic books are about. There's a series that they patented on that's they actually made a trade paperback that has the picture of Vin Diesel on it, so you know that's the one that the movie is based on. So, yes. All right, there are some books this week that are dirty books. Explain. Hi, Adam. Dirty books. For fans that love the first series of Murder Hobo, this is the second series called All In at the Dragon Shaft, in with 2 N's. And all of those words are purposeful. Okay. So, but except for in this book, it's not about the murder hobo at all, which murder hobo is a D&D term for character that's just his whole purpose is for killing things. But in this one, it's a different character. So, you're welcome, Aunt Charlotte. So, this character is this female here that has one eye that you saw in the first book. So, this is character development. And it proceeds just like the first Murder Hobo, where that book, the introduction of the Murder Hobo character, was stories told from the other characters' point of views. And so is this one. So you get to see a lot of really cool storylines. There are giant centaurs with huge body parts that are out all the time. Naked centaur girls. There are other regions out there. Oh my gosh. And sorry, Aunt Charlotte. And other dirty things going on. It is, books like this are awesome, right? Because they're so ridiculous. You know they're not trying to be offensive in the traditional way of like, I'm here to like make you grossed out. It's just, you just have to laugh. It's like in the same vein is what I think of the Shirtless Bear Fighter, which he was naked through most of that book. It was pixelated nakedness, but it was just the ridiculousness of it all, right? You know you're going to look at that area, and every single time you look at this creature's giant man part, you're also going to feel ashamed, and then giggle at yourself. So if you like just having some lighthearted something to make you giggle, and I mean, it's 2020, it's time to have something to make you laugh. I'm so sorry, Brandon. Aunt Charlotte's crying. What I'm most impressed with, Aunt Charlotte, is you know how to make that emoji. You're happening.
All right. So I don't know a whole lot about some of these stories that they've been retelling, but I know pretty much just enough to be able to get through them because of DC deck builder. So at least the characters name important things.
A lot of people haven't been exposed to these, honestly.
Right, especially since Laura and I play Crisis a lot, so it takes place with all of these characters.
Do you get from playing the game any kind of good idea what the general storyline is?
I think so. Because of how the cards are stacked for the super villains that you have to fight, it gives you enough information that you kind of know who the villains are and who each character is.
Okay.
So, but because this one is from the dark multiverse, it's all kind of flip-flopped around. And I don't understand what I read because it's all flip-flopped around, but there was so much that happened that my mind is just destroyed.
So you think this is a read it twice book?
I think so. Definitely, it's a thicker book than I was expecting. I mean, they've all been pretty thick, but there's a lot more than I was expecting in this one.
Prestige format, these?
No, just square.
Just really thick.
Yeah, square bound, but
there. Yeah, it's prestige format. If it's square bound on the edges, that's what they mean. It's the fancy word for as a square edge. The artwork in it is also very, very. It's so good. It's so good. Outstanding artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Milton. Hello. We've been talking about ridiculous things. All right. Every once in a while, I read an ash can, which I believe doesn't have enough information in it to really give me the entire story. And I think that's on purpose. I like that they're doing that. So this is Provenance of Madness. Provenance usually is like if you have a rare antiquity and you want to give them provenance, it is like proof of where its origin is. So I'm guessing this is proof of origin of this person's craziness. Because it pretty much is the most gorgeous art inside, black and white. I don't know if it's a finished art style. Maybe Mr. Stickney can tell us if that's just if this is just the very basics of it and it's going to be more fleshed out.
It's a caravan.
But
okay.
Yeah, it has all kinds of really weird, crazy creatures in it, and it really does look like this one guy's. It's not just set into madness. He already feels like he's got something crazy going on with him. But I love the cover. Look at this cool, in his brain, he's got an octopus thing. So it's a very, very good tease because it did not give me enough to make me feel like, when you watch a trailer and you're like, I don't need to watch the movie now because I got it all. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like a really good tease. So that's just the ash can. Good emojis, Kyle.
All right, Catwoman number 28. Catwoman is building an Alleytown army. So number 25, we saw Catwoman going back to Alleytown to she's pretty much declaring herself as being in charge of Alleytown.
Well, this makes sense.
Much like how Batman's in charge of Gotham, but the people who were and at the time are still, some of them are still in charge by this point, but some of them are still in charge. But the 26 and 27, we saw her plotting to take out some of the other bad influences of the of Alleytown, and hopefully she has all of the teens that are on her side, and all of the young adults who don't want to have to deal with all of the drugs and guns and violence all on the streets. So
she's gonna try to clean up the streets. Isn't she a bad guy? So confused.
I don't. You know, sometimes you got to do bad things to make the world right.
I think so. I can see there has to be someone out there has to take the hit for doing the hard things.
And that's what Catwoman usually is about. In her own in this storyline so far. Of course, Rom V writing. So
gots to read it.
Yes.
So Mr. Stickney says the actual series for Provenance is going to be in color, which makes me happy and sad at the same time because I love black and white books. Somebody has to be the bad guy. Sometimes it's me. It's not like I'm a bad guy, but sometimes I'm the person that has to tell somebody they have to get themselves together. And Kyle wants to know, is it maybe Cthulhu based? That's a good question. I like that question. All right. So you just finished one? All right. My man, Brent Silverbacks is on to tell us all about Starbeater and Loggerhead. So these two characters have been around. Loggerhead has his own series, and so does Starbeater. Starbeater is like a group book. It's not just him on his own. He's the captain of a ship, and he is exactly what you expect from somebody named Starbeater. And so he's a little salty. And Loggerhead is just total BA. In this book, they somehow, just a fun romp is true, they touch an object that like sucks them away from where they are and ends up putting them what looks like Loggerhead's been doing it for a while, but it looks like they end up kind of being put into gladiatorial combat. You think it's with each other, against each other, but that's not really the way it kind of rules out. Really great. You should see the other creatures that are shown in this book. Just a good, punchy, fun, smack talking, full of fun pun stuff. Good book. Really fun book. If you don't know anything about either character, don't worry about it. Until they jump in, it won't bother you. As long as you know that. If you look at either of their names, probably figure it out. Hey, and also what's so cool is you learn both of their actual names. I can't remember them because I'm horrible at remembering those things.
It's okay.
Loggerhead's name is not Bruce, but it's something cool like that.
Oh, man.
It's a great job, Brian. I like it.
Batman number 105. So, the last 4 issues, we've seen Ghostmaker and Batman and Harley Quinn and Clown Killer. Had to think of his name.
So many new characters.
Well, I know his actual name, but I didn't want to because yeah. I mean, we already knew it before, but people might not know who. Yeah. So we don't know Ghostmaker's name.
Oh, we don't know Ghostmaker's ID?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
This is the direct, so it goes directly from 104 to 105. And so number 104, we saw Harley Quinn, Batman, and Clown Hunter. Oh, jeez. Clown Hunter. They are in a room together. Batman and Harley are tied up, and Clown Hunter was either, he was either gonna make the choice to kill Harley or not. Well, this is directly the next split second. So I really can't say much because of that.
Yeah.
But
if it starts right away, you can't tell what happens in the beginning.
yeah. But this will pick up again later. The next one of Batman is gonna be the future state. So
Okay, so the future state's going to fit in the middle.
yes.
All right, so having read both Catwoman and Batman this week,
Mhm.
do either of them tie back to the Batman Catwoman, or is the Batman Catwoman its own thing?
It is its own thing, from what I can tell. Other than the fact that takes the Batman and Catwoman takes place many years later, and there's flashbacks. I don't know if we'll see flashbacks to these books at some point, but it takes place in the same universe as those, just farther down the line.
And Brian says that Buford is Loggerhead's name. Man, it's such a cool name. But I don't know any other Bufords, so it's going to be really hard for me to remember it.
There's one in Phineas and Ferb.
I haven't watched that ever either, so I apologize.
Oh,
don't unnerd
so
me.
good.
Don't out-nerd me because I don't know it. All right, Sam and his talking gun is a brilliant telling of a tale. The brilliant part comes when you're reading the book and you're not 100% certain the order of what you're reading. Big Beaver from Rally's Checkers. Look it, see? Somebody knows that stuff. So it appears at the very beginning of the book that Sam doesn't talk so much, but his gun does talk. And the book is primarily about him kind of like breaking into somewhere and shooting up the place, which is how you know the gun talks. But it also then takes you it feels like back in time to a character that you're seeing in the present. It looks like maybe origin or explaining things about what happened in the past. It looks like a double cross in which somebody that's close to Sam does something really bad. And the thing that I've wrapped my mind around is whether that caused this problem now about the talking gun, or if the talking gun has always happened. No, it's just like the gun has words that come out of it. So you don't know if it's words that everyone else can hear or just Sam. And I have to leave it there because otherwise I might be giving too much out about this. So really great, super cool, high concept, very meta, but very down to earth in its showing. And Richard Chip is in the house. Chip!
You gotta do another one.
Oh, what? Okay. All right, and this is so much fun. Okay, so this is definitely another awesome universe crossing book from Scout Comics. This is Gut Ghost and Stabby Bunny. Stabby Bunny is from, obviously, Stabby Bunny. And Stabby Bunny has never really said words, and he stays true to this. And also, we don't really usually see Stabby Bunny move around. And that's not true in this one. He totally moves in this one. And Gut Ghost works at a pizzeria and is a ghost that has his guts out. It's very funny. So this is like a buddy book in which Stabby Bunny comes out of Gut Ghost TV, as far as I can tell, and thinks he's helping by battling this thing. I'm just going to say it. It's an octopus squirrel demon. You know how it is when they make crazy creatures. Battles this thing that comes out of the TV with him and accidentally breaks the TV. So the entire rest of the book is about Gut Ghost telling Stabby Bunny he owes him a TV, and they go on these series of like shenanigans, kind of like if you ever read the book The Fix, which is a great buffoonery of a cop book. Mm-hmm. It's like that, where it's like a sitcom ridiculousness of them trying to figure out how to get Gut Ghost to TV again. It's so funny. And it's how much more ridiculous can you get than a bunny that's stuffed that can make knives appear out of thin air, and a Gut Ghost who has his guts out all the time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Scout Looney Tunes. We love it.
Dark Knight's Death Metal number 6. It's a really shiny cover, so.
I like that they've kept that through the whole series.
Mhm.
That their A covers are all that shiny foil.
Mm-hmm. So, I had to go back and reread number 5 before I started this one, because I was like, I can't remember because of all the crossovers. What?
Oh, that's true. There's been
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, but crossover that I read last week took place at the same time. So, being able to remember that, to know where on the they're all on the last they're all on same Earth. They're all together, getting ready to fight. This is where the big fight happens, but it's not the end yet. There's a conclusion coming. I'm gonna leave it at that, just because it's so good, and don't miss this one, just because there's only, because it's the second to last one.
So it ends at 7. Lucky
yeah.
number 7.
I think so.
I don't know either. So
I'm gonna be honest. I don't usually look ahead and see how many issues there are, because I like to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And speaking of books that are a little bit dirty, Red Christmas is a tale about Santa Claus, who in the very beginning of this book appears to be reanimated from the dead. Or at least one of the characters here is. He is not your typical Santa Claus. There's a little bit of dirtiness going in. Like, the beginning of the book, an elf comes into Santa's room and catches him with Mrs. Claus doing non-Santa things. So, but at heart, it's kind of like, yeah, there you go. Bad Santa meets John Wick. That's exactly it. So dirty. Don't leave this around for your kids to accidentally pick up. Oh my Lord, you'll mess them up for life.
Haven't seen either one of those movies.
No? John Wick will kill you if you mess with his dog.
I know
or
that
his
much.
car. Non-Santa things. Very non-Santa things. Yeah, the elf has a little like meter reader that says that, Christmas joy is way up and it's coming from this room. Christmas joy is going through the roof. Get it? I'm going to stop there.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's all you need for that one. Naughty Santa stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, you got?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. So then I'm going to also show you things that don't exist. This absolutely doesn't exist in the universe. Don't try to find it anywhere.
Neither does this one.
This one doesn't exist in the universe either.
Nope.
But you should look that up on
It
the
is-
internet. That's
it is-
Whalesville.
It's a figment of your imagination.
ENIAC is also a figment of your imagination. Doesn't exist. All right. Don't ask me where I got those, but I told you how to kill you. This is a care package from Tony Fleece. I just wanted to show you this cool stuff and get you all hyped about
Tony.
this. If you don't know who Tony Fleece is, famous for My Little Pony and a great many things. But he has a new series coming out, which looks divine. It's a murder mystery about a killer who takes his victims' dogs as trophies. It's from the point of view of the dogs. It's pretty obvious what the inspiration is from. The bad guy better be Cruella de Vil, or I'll be so mad. Thank you. I'm so happy. In front of my family, no less, which is the perfect part. I think Charlotte's watched enough of my shows to know I read a great many dirty books. But this is a 5-issue series coming out February 17th from Image. So I'm going to show you that. Play dead. And there are some cool things, like go to your local comic shop. They may have one of these packages that has come to them and may have some of these cool little promos. And also possible, some of them may have gotten these little doggy pictures. Ask somebody. I don't know who I would ask, Tony. Yeah, I'm so hyped for this
I'm so
series because
excited.
I mean, who wouldn't like it, right? I mean, it's.
I already added it to my pool.
Yep.
So.
He's crazy proud of this one. He says. Oh, and he is my title correct, even Commander Jen. So I'm way excited for this. That I'm actually going to do this reveal again for my my other crowd, so they can be part of the action. I don't want them to feel left out on that kind of fun stuff. So that is. Oh, I just wanted to show you this other cool thing. I don't know if anyone has ever done this before, but Scout has made some really cool stuff. If you're thinking to yourself, I can't go see my peoples this year, but you want to send them something that's kind of like tells them a little bit more about yourself. These are cool. These are little postcards from Scout comics that are in your favorite books, like Electric Black. I mean, who wouldn't want a Gut Ghost in the mail? Or Gods of Brutality battling, looks like zombie Santa on the roof. Here's the Perhaps-a-Nots from Merry Krampus. Phantom Star Killer's got his naughty list. This was the one that makes the most sense. Merry Red Christmas. And then there's some cutesy ones for there's Soul Stream, which is part of their new Scoot story or universe, which is all appropriate for the kiddos. And here's Stabby Buddy. That one's a little bit scary, but he's supposed to be. Stabby Buddy is always, I've always tried to tell people that universe is kind of like Goosebumps. Mm. And then Stanley the Snowman, which I don't even know what this is about. They haven't had this on any of their stuff yet, so I think that's the spoiler right there. So there's cool stuff like that out there. Hey! All the cool kids in this room, right?
Yeah.
Cool kids. Hey, David. Hello. All right, so I apologize if we don't have the other really awesome books to review today. Blame UPS/COVID/ what else can we blame? All of the millions of vials of the cure that are taking up space in the UPS trucks. Stanley the Snowman is not impressed. No. He seems very cute. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week for more Minute to Skim It. If there are books that you really want us to review that are coming out, you can always send me a cool message ahead of time. If you want to find a local comic shop, you've just moved perhaps, or you just want to try something else in your local area, go to comicshoplocator.com, put in your zip code or the zip code you're in right now, and go check out somewhere new and go throw some dollars at them. Every penny counts for everybody right now.
Yeah.
So if you got $5 in your pocket and you think you might be able to find a book to go and buy, it'll make them happy and put a smile on their face. Tell them that you appreciate them when they're there. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.